It's very important to report an automobile accident, including a rollover or any other type of automobile accident, because having the police come to the scene of your accident and carefully document what happened and talk to the drivers in the accident so that they can write a proper police report is valuable evidence for us in a lawsuit or in a personal injury claim. We actually use a police report because it contains valuable information about what happened. Usually the police officer or police officers investigating the rollover or car accident or vehicular homicide case, they will very carefully document the scene. And what that means is that they will measure the vehicle marks on the road. They will actually take measurements of the vehicle. They will measure the damage on the vehicle. They will measure the skids on the roadway. They will actually look for pieces of debris on the road or on the highway. And as part of their investigation, what they're trying to determine is who's at fault. And so they will actually talk with the drivers of all of the vehicles involved if they can, as well as the witnesses. And what, as lawyers, we use those police reports for are several things. First is, if the police officer determines that one driver is at fault or another driver is at fault, that's something that we use with your insurance company when we negotiate your case. So if we have a police report that's properly documented and you've called the police and brought them to the scene or asked them to come to the scene, then we already have a piece of evidence that we can use in your case. And if the police officer determines that the other driver is at fault and makes that determination, it is then better for us because we're better able to convince your insurance company on the other side of the case that they should pay to settle your claim. Because the police report is in many ways saying that you are not at fault and saying that the other driver is at fault. Another reason why police reports are important is because as a driver, it's important for you to share with the police officer what happened and whether you were wearing the proper safety equipment. In many cases, whether a person was wearing a seatbelt or not is a big issue. And so if you were in an accident and you were wearing your seatbelt, you want to make sure to tell the police officer who investigates the crash that you were. Because in these cases, if the police report says nothing about a seatbelt, then the lawyer on the other side of your case is going to argue that you weren't wearing it because you didn't tell the police officer. So that's another important reason. And I think the final reason to have a police officer come to the scene of your accident is that police officers have a quicker means of communication to the paramedics, to the hospital, to the medical staff that is going to treat you after your accident. And so if an ambulance hasn't been dispatched to the scene of your accident, the police officers obviously can get someone there for you quickly and you can get the medical treatment that you need.